Hello, you're listening to Nerd Bubble Podcast with your hosts George and Connor.
My character's already level 66. I'm quite high, I think I'm on all right XP and everything. And I've got the best weapon in the game, so I should be fine. But it's just, they never stop coming. It's at least 10 waves.
Wow.
Of the hardest enemies, and I swear, no matter how high of a level you at, they insta-kill you. One hit, 2 hits will kill you.
Fuck that.
So, exactly. But, the whole game is relatively simple, and if it purposely made this little tiny room ridiculous. But, yeah.
Fair enough.
That's what I was just been doing. Apart from that, I've been fine. What a series! What a series Watchmen was! What a series!
Told you,
what
man.
an ending!
It's good, wasn't it?
What an ending! Yeah, it was cool. I even started I replayed a bit of the film as well. But then, I'm sort of slowly rewatching the film again. I'm in a proper Watchmen mood. But that series, bloody hell! That first episode was really a bit. Well, how does this live up to the comic? And then by the end of episode 2, the play which I messaged you about was hang on. And then episode 3 introduced Laurie, and you're I see what I'm watching now. But, no, I don't know. They need to make more.
We're not getting season 2.
Nah. Is that definite? We're not getting any more.
Well, the guy who was showrunner for that is he's not doing any more, and they haven't said that they're going to do any more. So, what a bummer.
If they do, make it separate story, separate cast, do what they did with this, but then expand upon the ending. Because did she walk on water? I mean, is she Dr. Manhattan now?
We're never really going to know, and that's a shame.
Nope.
You know what's not a shame?
Not from the looks of it.
Listening to this podcast, hello everyone, welcome back. Another episode.
Nice segue.
Yeah, man. Getting good. Getting good. Yeah, pop culture, irrelevant stuff to most people, but let's have a bit of fun because it's nearly so close to being able to be in each other's presence outside from to date this Monday the 29th. It's 31st today, right? I think. Yes.
Yeah, it is 31st, yeah.
Monday the 29th, which was Ruby's birthday. So, yeah, she was 18. So I could say
happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday in the past.
Hey, the big 18. The big 18.
So a couple of weeks' time and stuff opens, and then more couple of weeks' time, and then we can be in the same room.
More things open. yeah.
Doors to people's houses.
Almost.
Oh, man, I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Well, we need to be, don't we? Because we've already been through this once already. We need it. We do need it. It's I don't know. Yeah, we need to really.
Yes, we do. But we also
escapism.
Yeah, fuck man, we need some escapism. Stuff happened. We'll talk about Falcon Winter Soldier like we normally do.
Episode 2. Yeah.
Episode 2, yeah. Oh, fuck. Only 4 left.
We're technically a third of the way through it, and then this week's one, or by the time this will come out, we're already halfway through it.
I know. It's madness,
it's just what?
It is actually legitimately crazy. We'll go through the other stuff quick, and then we'll get on to it. There wasn't really much, was there? There was.
No. Don't know, little bits.
Yeah, we got a confirmation of the cast of Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars Disney Plus series. Will it be as good as
I only know 3 of them. I know 3 of them. I think I know 2 of them or 3 of them. I can't remember if I've even got the image saved.
Yeah, I got it. I know 5. If you're including Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen.
Well, they're 2 out of the 3 for me.
Yeah.
No. Camille Nanjiani and I don't know. I can't think of the others.
So the cast of
I haven't got
Disney's Star Wars is Obi-Wan Kenobi's is obviously Ewan McGregor
2022
as the titular character, Hayden Christensen returning as Anakin Skywalker Vader.
Anakin Sky Vader, yes.
Moses Ingram, Joel Edgerton, that name is familiar. Bonnie.
Oh, Joel Edgerton. Yeah, Joel Edgerton.
I feel like I've heard it somewhere before. Bonnie Piese. Oh, I know 6. Oh, Camille Nanjiani, we know, Eternals. And Stuber.
Yeah, Stuber, absolutely Stuber.
Idira
and The Big Sick, The Big Sick.
Yeah, man.
That's his film that kind of went, yeah.
Idira Varma, who obviously Susie from Torchwood, and she's
yeah.
fucking, what's his name? Oberyn Martell's wife in Game of Thrones. And was Luther's ex-wife.
Oh.
Before she was killed. Spoilers for a 10-year-old episode of a television show that Idris Elba is fantastic in.
I won't watch it.
Rupert Friend, no idea. He looks like he's staring off into the distance. O'Shea Jackson Jr., he was in...
Yeah, who is he? Is he Power? Is he someone in Power or something?
He might be someone. I think he's Ice Cube's son.
Oh, okay.
He played Ice Cube in Straight Outta Compton, and he was in, more recently, he was in Long Shot with Seth Rogen. He was his friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Any friend of Seth Rogen is going to get somewhere, surely. He's got to have a career.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Sung Kang, who is that? That's Thingy. That's
I recognise him. I do recognise him.
What's his name?
Can't... Oh, Han! Is it Han?
Yeah, it's Han.
Oh God, it's Han, isn't it? Ah! Oh, okay. Take it back. We know everyone. We know everyone.
We know over half. No, exactly.
And
half.
Benny Safdie is one of the Safdie brothers who did Robert Pattinson's Good Time and what other recent things? They did the Adam Sandler one, the one that was quite good because it weren't Adam Sandler related. Oh, what is it called? On Uncut Gems on Netflix. Uncut Gems.
Yeah, cool.
But Benny Safdie was in Good Time with Robert Pattinson as his like brother acting. Oh, cool. But he's also directed both of the films. So yes,
Simone.
It's nice to see him on screen.
Obviously,
I don't know who she is.
Obviously named after Han Solo's Kessel Run.
Yes, absolutely.
That's clearly what she's from. So, what do we think? Are we excited for Obi-Wan?
Yes, but it's still a year away. It's what? Is it July 2022 or is it just 2022? We don't have an exact date, don't we?
I don't think we had an exact date. I feel like we had a month, but I don't remember. July sounds about right.
Yeah, I feel like it feels July, but it's still
probably come out in May, like the Bad Batch will, because we got some trailer for that, and that looked nice. Star Wars stuff, all up in the bizzle.
And just to confirm, it's a 70-minute premiere episode as well.
Oh, do we know how long the series is?
No, but just that first episode, 70 minutes. Maybe, I don't know. I thought it'd be like Clone Wars. I thought it'd be like 23 minutes per episode, like an animation normally is. But 70-minute premiere.
I really hope it's like a fucking cheesy A-Team intro. You know, like they become soldiers of fortune.
Oh, you have the same voiceover guy from the Clone Wars, Admiral Yularen or something. He's like, oh, who's he on the Clone Wars? Oh, we have a bad batch of soldiers, and now here we are against the Empire, and we are a bad batch of people that look like the same character. That look like a certain bounty hunter.
Bad Batch were introduced.
Well, they don't they? They don't. 7. They're last year's Disney Plus season. Yeah, the cool season, the epic season that had the last 4 episodes of that epic, season were epic, and basically parallel with episode 3, weren't they?
Oh, good times. What a great show.
The
animation style's roughly the same with like a few different tweaks and things. So that's going to be cool to watch that again. As hopefully it all happens in the chronological order because.
Yes, that's
if that's week to week, we probably won't dip into it every week because apart from the premiere, we're assuming similar to Clone Wars in terms of length and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we'll probably do a thing of the overall season if it's released weekly, or we'll give it a couple of weeks if it's all at once, and then give you a thing on it.
Well, that's the thing. That's just the fault. Will the 70-minute premiere then be like 3 or 4 episodes meshed into one, like the movie was essentially? Even though the movie was separate from the series, if you doubt me.
Because the movie happens like midway through like season 2, didn't it, or something like that?
Well, according to the Lucas guide, you got to watch, I think, 3 or 4 episodes before the movie. So that's kind of convoluted. Yet the movie was made before the series, so
yeah. And the movie
it was just kind of a bit.
Is terrible. Honestly,
Yeah, it's cringe.
It's a piece of shit. But you know what?
Once you get past it, then it's all nothing but goodness. Once you get past it, it's nothing but goodness, really.
It is. And something that we expect to be good is the fact that we're getting a July 2022 release for Black Adam, and there was a short little video thing with Dwayne Johnson's voice.
It was December. And now it's next summer. Like, it was this year. I'm annoyed.
Because it's gearing up for filming like this month anyway, isn't it? So by this month we mean April, because it's the end of March today, so it's not going to be now. But we got sort of like this little teaser video with I forget who the alter ego of Black Adam is in the comics. The name escapes me.
Adam, but white, black.
It's basically an extension of the scene where they talk about in Shazam how they gave their powers to another and then had to imprison him because
Tef Adam, or Theo Adam Tefon.
Yeah.
Theo Adam. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird.
Theo Adam Tefon.
Theo. His name's Theo. Theo Adam. That's Theo Adam.
And yeah, excited for that, because that was basically just a thing of how when he was a slave and then he was imbued with these powers and then he was thrown in prison for being an anti-hero, essentially. It's interesting. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson's in where he's going to have to not make the same movie like he always does, like Jungle Cruise, Jumanji, fucking Journey, and all the same other shit he makes.
Yeah, I feel like this will be a different Rock movie. Like, in his filmography, I feel like this has to be kind of different.
It does.
It has to be a different sort of thing to his name. But it seems to be the trend that, I mean, alright, Venom was a villain, but then after Tom Hardy's Venom, I mean, we haven't really looked at his character the same way again. Will this kind of be the same thing? Like, Black Adam is meant to be Shazam's, as far as I'm aware, not that I know Shazam in the comics, but he's really Shazam, like, he's big bad. It's his big bad. Yeah, he is essentially Shazam, but in black. He's his big bad. But if they do the anti-hero thing with him, like, and because it's someone really likable and charismatic as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
But it'd be nice to
actually go against
play a bad guy.
I know it would. It would. The closest thing he's had is Fast 5. Although he was more, you kind of get where he was coming from. He was police, wasn't he? But he was against our crew, the family.
Yeah, the family. What was it really confused? Sylvester Stallone.
Speaking of him, and
Suicide Squad in just a second. But yeah, Black Adam. It's a film. We'll see it.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. It's anything to do with Shazam, regardless if it's affected by the Snyder Cut or anything. Like, it'll do fine.
And the fact that Pierce Brosnan is Dr. Fate is quite cool.
I mean, yeah. Again, I don't know the others. I feel like I recognise a couple of the other cast members, but Pierce Brosnan strikes. Oh, out of everyone to be cast, why him? But it's a nice familiar face to see.
Because Dr. Fate is essentially the Doctor Strange of DC.
And wears a gold helmet, and he does look a bit weird. Doctor Strange looks cool, Fate looks weird.
Remember when an Egyptian, everyone thought he was going to be Cable, and that was like, that'd have been cool.
Who, what, Pierce Brosnan as Cable?
Yeah, because when they hadn't announced who Cable was, and there was loads of pictures of Hugh Jackman, fucking Ryan Reynolds, and Pierce Brosnan all together. And it was
really? Really?
Imagine.
That would have been a cool what if. But
we got Josh Brolin, and it's amazing.
Marvel, get on it.
That's a really good get, like Pierce Brosnan in a franchise, and I'm assuming he'll do more than one, because Dr. Fate's a pretty decent character.
Yeah.
Nice to see.
It's Justice Society. It's kind of a comparison to Watchmen with the Minutemen, and then the Justice League and the Justice Society. They're kind of like what came before the Superman, the Batman, the Flash, the Wonder Woman. I don't know, he's part of a weird cosmic team of people. Hawkman's the only other character I know from the ones that they've announced. The rest I don't know. I mean, Hawkman and Dr. Fate, and then the rest will be discovered next summer, hopefully.
Yeah, because essentially Justice... Yeah, because didn't we say before it's basically an Avengers movie from the villain's perspective?
Yeah.
Because you're getting those.
Which would be a good
It's
change
gonna
up.
be fucking cool to see that. Like, if we do get
Hmm.
hopefully more than one appearance of these sort of like lesser known characters, would be pretty
Absolutely.
cool. But we shall see.
Yeah.
Looking forward to Black Adam. Just like we're looking forward to the fact that Warner Brothers will go back to releasing their movies exclusively in cinemas again from next year, so it won't just be released on HBO Max.
HBO
Some
Max.
people are a bit like, is that going to then drive the subscribers down? Possibly, but they've got a whole year ahead of, still feeling it out, because I don't think we're going to get back to regular cinema releases until
no,
June, July.
not for a bit, no. But then if, say, take away the optimism for a second, if worse comes to the worst, and they might have to renegotiate and be like, okay, we didn't exactly expect this, they might have to just change it back to how it was anyway, like if worse comes to worse. But again, it's one of those situations where, all right, we've come up with this plan for now, but then at any point, who knows what will happen in a year's time? It could change. So I don't know. But yeah, HBO Max. I mean, I would love to root for HBO and their app, but why haven't we got it? We ain't got it. I mean, we're getting it like in August, I think, September, from what I remember reading. But still a while.
Still a while, and I think there's going to be less
interest in the long run. Yeah, there's going to be,
because where you've got stuff like HBO Max, fucking all that shit.
Because essentially HBO over here is Sky. The Sky Atlantic is HBO for us at the minute. I mean, more people have got Sky than another subscription.
Got
on top of people's
Plus,
bills.
All that kind of stuff. It's like...
Is that coming over here? Because I didn't know that existed.
I'm not sure, because that's had to take down some episodes of SpongeBob from years ago that they've...
because deemed inappropriate. Yeah,
the one with, because I remember watching the episode. It was the one with him going through the underwear drawer, and it's like his mother's, and it's then really weird and stuff. And they took that off. It's like, that was weird when I watched it. So
no, we can't have that in it. We can't have that in the 21st century, people. Well,
no,
it's not good enough.
Effectively, it is a bit weird, but it's also like it's not like. I don't know. It's how television was made. It's like episodes of The Simpsons. Like, it's the same sort of thing. What do we get? We got Russell Crowe on the flip side of Pierce Brosnan. We got Russell Crowe's in Thor: Love and Thunder, because they're probably getting as many Australians as they can in it. I'm waiting for Hugh Jackman to be cast.
We don't know who Russell Crowe is, isn't he? Because I'm trying to think, if all the gods are Asgardians and / Australians, like, is there another character from the comics that we haven't had yet? Is he going to be another Loki?
What's his name? Who's Christian Bale playing? Like
Gore the God Butcher. Yeah, he's the villain. Yeah, Gore the God Butcher.
A henchman of some kind.
Yeah, that's my initial thought. But then I don't know. Would you put? I thought you'd put it the other way around. Maybe you'd put Russell Crowe as the big bad and Christian. I don't know. Yeah, what's your idea?
He could be
Russell Crowe. Yeah.
Imagine if he was like Adam Warlock.
Oh my god! We just want Adam Warlock to happen at this point. Oh Jesus! An old man Adam Warlock from another time, maybe.
I'm Superman's dead, and now I'm Superman. Jesus. Who would, like, if there was anyone on the table, like, for Russell Crowe to be in the Marvel Universe?
Anyway.
Because remember when he was going to be Wolverine, and it was like, I can't do that, but, like, my mate Hugh Jackman would be good. You should check him out. And then that was, like, the best thing Russell Crowe ever did for movies. And the second best thing was attempt to sing in Les Mis, because that gave some fucking musical students a laugh, I'm sure. But I'm trying to think. Roles he would have been good as in the MCU would have been stuff like, he would have been a great Ego. Not just
he would have been cool.
Yeah, just because he looks like fucking Kurt Russell.
He looks like a planet. He just looks like a planet.
My daddy was a planet. It's hard to think, because I think, would you have him as someone in the X-Men? Like Beast?
Would he be an Uncle Ben? If they did an Uncle Ben, would he be an Uncle Ben to you? I don't know. Would he be Uncle Ben?
I mean, if he's fucking...
I'm trying to keep it...
to me, I'll shake his hand.
I'm trying to think. No,
Beast.
because it's 4. I'm trying to think who we haven't had
Yeah,
in
I'm trying to
4.
think of the cosmic side.
I don't know.
King Shark. He's playing King Shark.
Well, we said like 4 people playing King
Viola
Shark.
Davis plays Russell Crowe
He's
playing King Shark.
He's King Shark from the multiverse. They're doing the crossover comic.
It's hard, isn't it? To think of...
He's out of everyone to just go, yes, you. Names. I can't think of anyone.
Cosmic side, I'm less known on. We'll have to get back to that. If anyone can think of who Russell Crowe could be playing in the MCU in Thor: Love and Thunder, let us know. We are really excited about it though, because it's just nice to see. Like, it's like, oh, that's a weird choice.
They're going all out. They're going all out for that cast though. I mean, Christian Bale, Russell Crowe. Okay, Melissa McCarthy is in that set photo as the imposter Hela. You've got Matt Damon coming back as like fake Loki. I suppose Liam Hemsworth is the fake Thor again.
Luke.
Natalie Portman, Chris Hemsworth. Is Korg coming back, or he didn't die in Endgame? Did he? Yeah, Korg must be back. The Guardians are. I'm guessing they're in it because I think James Gunn and Taika are overseeing each other's projects, so maybe they will have a bit of crossover with each other. They were
left off with each other.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's an exciting movie. Again, that's also next year. But March, I think, is one of the earliest things next year. I think it's on the early side.
Yeah, because it was originally this year, and that all kind of got shited on. Just like the fact that American Gods got cancelled after 3 seasons, which, judging by everything that happened behind the scenes of that show, is probably a good thing. Because after season 1, I was like, this is kind of horrible.
Oh, okay.
Sadness.
That's DC, is it? That's another DC indie comic thing, is it? Or am I completely wrong in that?
I don't know. Is it? I don't know. I've never really read into it. I watched the show, enjoyed a bit.
No.
Ian McShane was great, and then it was like, oh, there's a lot of horrible things happening behind the scenes, and there's people that aren't really happy.
Oh, right.
Not that you're saying you shouldn't watch it. Watch it if you want, but I just gave up with it. Preacher's good. Preacher's good. If you're looking for...
There's so many. There's too many, so I don't know where to begin.
Powers and whatnot. Cerise, Monica Jackson, and Rudy Mancuso have been cast in Andy Machetti's The Flash. I know Rudy was, back in the day, a Vine star, and then moved on to YouTube and other such things. I just recognise him from that. That's a cool thing.
And Billy Crudup, who was Flash's dad in both Justice Leagues, had to leave while we finished last episode, and he's been replaced, I think, by Ron Livingston?
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah,
I was just
not that I know who he is. Who is he on top of my head, or do you know him? Or
I don't know, man. Some guy, some bloke who's playing a different bloke that was played by a different bloke. So good on ya,
Ronald. Well done, Ronald Livingston.
And the live-action Powerpuff Girls movie that we were getting, they've found their Professor Utonium.
Oh.
So the live-action reboot for the CW Powerpuff Girls will star Scrubs actor Donald Faison as Professor Utonium. And that's pretty cool because I love Scrubs, and Donald Faison is sick as Christopher.
It's on
Turk.
Disney. That's on Plus, isn't it? So I might have to
on Star, on Plus, on TV, online.
On the way to be.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, and yes. And finally, before we get into some of the more heavy lifting, apparently they accidentally revealed the next 2 Doctor Who animated releases.
Oh, have they?
So in an article in Doctor Who magazine, so I'll read it quick. Yeah. So go and read the most recent issue of Doctor Who magazine if you haven't already. I certainly ain't. I think it's called Animation Evolution. The 2 missing episodes of the Moon-based 67 were given the same treatment in 2014 because it's previewing not Fury from the Deep. Next one, Web of Fear.
Yeah, Web of Fear, which is out at some point. Yes. Also, Moon.
2 years later, there was an entirely missing story animated that released the Power of the Daleks from '66. Epic Task was unusual in that it was made in colour as well as monochrome. The subsequent releases of Macroterra, both '67. Macroterra Faceless Ones, both '67, and Fury from the Deep '68, originally produced in black and white and also in colour. The animator's work isn't over. Plans underway to see the completion of The Web of Fear, 1968, which is still missing episode 3, as well as animating the whole of The Evil of the Daleks and The Abominable Snowmen.
Oh.
67. Considering the broadcast Shard had a surprising number of releases, most notably 2017 version, which saw missing scenes completed in animation, new recordings from original performers with advances in technology that wouldn't be surprised if other stories aren't revisited at some point.
Okay.
Evil of the Daleks.
So Web of Fear was...
Never seen it.
Well, yeah, it's the only Dalek story we've not had, apart from Master Plan, which...
We're never going to get...
Will we get that? Exactly.
They never sold the Christmas one abroad.
No.
It's gone.
So...
Very, very Christmas to all of you at home. That's
it's
gone.
It's the only other Dalek one we don't have is Evil of the Daleks, so get it done. The only other Yeti story in Who that we haven't got as well. The 2 out of 2, Web of Fear is out some point this year.
Web of Fury
and then
Abominable Snowman being released 2024.
Web of Fury. AKA the Jodie Whittaker complete collection.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, I'm the Doctor. What's going on around here? Did you see the trailer for the Ninth Doctor Adventures?
No, I didn't. No, the Big Finish.
That came out.
I haven't.
A few days ago on the day that was the anniversary of Doctor Who being back in the revival. So the revival's 16 years since the broadcast of Rose, so like the reboot and like the revival.
New Who, yeah.
Since that, they released the trailer for Christopher Eccleston playing the Ravengers, and like his version of the Doctor is lighter and a bit more energy, and it's nice because people are like, you know, he's not playing just a carbon copy of the one from the series because of that journey, and it's expanding on it by showing. So it's all
before season 1 for him. It's like pre-season 1 before Rose. Or is Rose in it? Is Billie Piper doing it?
Billie Piper's not doing it, as far as we know at the moment. It's set between the before series 1 and before Parting of the Ways. We know that it's in there somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Okay.
But apart from that, not a clue, because some people are annoyed that it's like, oh, he's not just sort of like, oh, fantastic, because he literally is a lot more youthful and a bit more warm, and people are like, this is the Doctor we would have got from him in a second series. Like
absolutely,
like a heart that was like gradually warming up and becoming more caring, more open, and more of a approachable character. But it's a really good trailer. So they do the ones for the different, because it's 4 in his box set, because they finished the Big Finish monthly range, didn't they? So now it's box
that last month, yeah. Peter Davison, Colin, Sylvester, and Paul McGann. They have done. That's their OG range, and that ended last month. Yeah. I think 275. I think that one was
275 releases over however many years.
1999. The first 3 were 1999, and I think monthly since March 2000, something like that. Yeah, monthly.
That's
no breaks. So that's pretty. It's a good run.
Yeah, it'll be my first Big Finish purchase. Solely that I'm just gonna be like, I'm fucking getting this because I need some more clips, and they've been releasing like pictures of him recording his lines and stuff, because also today is the 14th anniversary of Smith and Jones since Series 3 was started broadcasting.
Jesus, okay.
My favourite series of New Who. So
Series 3. I actually don't know what I'd say my new favourites.
Like 4 is really good, and a lot of people would say stronger and David's best, but it still felt it felt like a perfected formula in 3. Like, because stuff had changed. In 3, it was like
Series 3. In my eyes, Series 3 was like near the bottom. Like, I remember watching it at the time, and thinking, cool, But Martha wasn't Rose, so I didn't care back then. I missed Rose. I was still in that phase of missing. But then, after rewatching it, whenever I rewatched it not too long ago, season 3 is like near perfect. After watching Blink fully for the first time as well, because those bloody angels, mate, they gave me the stuff of nightmares for years. No, and even Empty Child, Human Nature, Family of Blood, all that. It's like
scare the shit out of me. Back in the day.
Yeah, they were awkward. They were awkward too. Oh, you, my mum.
No, fuck off.
No,
2
they were
meters.
they
What
were
are you
awkward.
asking? Wash your hand.
Exactly.
No, we're
They were
excited
awkward.
for more Chris Eccleston, aren't we?
Oh yeah. And then just to cap off season 3 talk, that ending, 3-parter technically, it's a 3-parter. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Stealth
Brought back
3-parter.
Jack. Yeah, stealth 3-parter made it so much more epic.
Was very good. Very good, would recommend to friends. And I do. I was looking into some stuff yesterday, just before we do, because we're going to do the Suicide Squad trailer next.
Sure.
Was because I was watching Sorcerer's Apprentice on Disney Plus, because that finally got cleared regionally for some places. I know it's been like the title card was on Disney Plus for ages, and it was like not available in your region, blah blah blah. Been cleared now, it's on there. You can watch it.
Okay, so.
And
okay.
Tony Kebbell's in it, and I forgot that. Like, I was like, oh, this is before Tony Kebbell was a thing. Tony Kebbell, who then went on to be in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. He was in. Hang on, let me get this thing up again.
Toby Kebbell. Every time I think Toby Kebbell, I want to think Toby Jones, like Arnim Zola, that Dream Lord. But Toby Kebbell, I know who you mean.
Skull Island, Prince of Persia, and Fantastic Four, because he's obviously Victor Von Doom, or as he was originally in production, Victor Domashev. And everyone was annoyed because he was going to be sort of like this computer, sort of like entrepreneurial, like nerd type thing, and then like a more, basically like their version of an update on Victor Von Doom, and then they like changed it back because they were sad. And I was reading up about the proposed sequel.
Right. Okay.
So
sure.
just some bits I want to hit you with for this. See if you knew any of this.
Go on. Yeah.
So due to Fantastic Four's poor performance at the box office and negative reviews, Pamela McClintock,
say the least,
said, throws into the question whether Fox will go ahead and move with the sequel. Phil Hyde of The Guardian said it would be interesting to see if Fox will proceed with the sequel if it keeps the gritty on-paper tone, noting that if Fox did not produce another Marvel movie, another film of the Fantastic Four by 2022, the rights would revert back to Marvel.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Despite performance, it was reported in 2015 that Fox was still planning to produce a sequel. Simon Kinberg, of X-Men producer and then directing Dark Phoenix, working on the project. June McWeeny of HitFix said that while a sequel may not be produced in the time for the 2017 original proposed release date, Fox would likely attempt to salvage the franchise, working with Trank's defined vision and adding adjustments to it. Because obviously, Josh Trank famously, like, he had a whole meltdown while he was making the thing, and his vision for the movie is not what ended up coming out because it was a lot of studio intervention. And said that, hopefully, no one's pushing for a release of Trank cut, and frankly, he doesn't really give a shit because he just wishes that everyone could see the movie that he wanted to make. While Kinberg affirmed his intent to make a sequel, Kate Mara said the sequel looked unlikely, despite expressing interest in reprising her role as Sue Storm. In September 2015, Tommy Wiseau expressed enthusiasm in directing a sequel, having a personal admiration for the film.
God. Oh my god.
It's a clobbering time. That would have been fucking amazing.
Oh no. Fantastic Four trapped in the room.
Fantastic Four rooms. The sequel was in 2015. The sequel was removed from the Fox's release schedule. In 2016, Kinberg reaffirmed his intent to make another Fantastic Four film with the same cast. Later that month, Toby Kebbell stated he had no interest in reprising the role of Victor Von Doom if a sequel was to ever happen.
Oh dear. Well,
in August, Miles Teller and Kate Mara said they were open to returning. February 2017, when asked by Collider whether they would make another Fantastic Four film, Kinberg said, "I have no idea. I think the truth is we would not do another Fantastic Four movie until it was ready to be made. One of the lessons we learnt from that movie is to make sure we get it 100% right because the fans will not give us another chance."
Absolutely. They hit the nail on the head with that statement. Yeah.
Matthew Vaughn, previously of X-Men First Class, had expressed interest in directing a new version of the Fantastic Four himself as an apology, saying one of my favourites is the Fantastic Four, so maybe I'll try and rectify that mistake.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Later that year, concept artist Alexander Lozano revealed that Trank's iteration of the Fantastic Four were considered for cameo appearances in Tim Miller's original version of Deadpool 2.
Ooh. So that would have been, yeah. Would have that hair? I can't even get my words out. So if they cameoed, would have they been instead of the X-Men, or would it they have both?
Maybe both, but like
yeah,
the whole thing, because I remember when that reboot of Fantastic Four came out, is like, no, we're going to do it this way and then have it set within the X-Men universe, so they kind of know, so they kind of things that almost like compete with the MCU, but it was never going to happen. And then with the rights reverting because of the buyout, Toby Kebbell said he would be interested in returning to the role of Doctor Doom if he was to join the MCU. Kebbell added, "Truth is, Doom isn't such an incredible bad guy. They just keep trying to force him into Fantastic Four. Doom is a monster. You know, my Doom was not. So there's that." And Stanley, co-creator, also expressed his interest in the Fantastic Four as well as the X-Men. "We should have all our characters under one roof. Remind me to do something about that." And then going into the buyout. And ending with, John Krasinski has previously expressed interest in portraying Reed Richards. Kevin Feige revealed that John Watts is obviously director of the Spider-Man Home trilogy. Will direct a Fantastic Four movie. So that's a lot of stuff we never really knew about.
It's a process. No, we didn't. No, we never really. That whole information, I didn't really hear anything. No,
like I stumbled across that while watching like Sorcerer's Apprentice, and I was like, of course, fucking Toby Kebbell looks completely different in Sorcerer's Apprentice to what he looks like, because he's really good in Planet of the Apes.
He is, yes. Kong Skull Island. He is motion cap. He is Kong. He's the motion capture for King Kong for Kong Skull Island.
He's the new Andy Serkis.
Bloodshot. I don't remember him in Bloodshot though last year, but what else have I seen him in? He's in Prince of Persia, Rock and Roller. TV wise, Black Mirror. I do know the guy. Like, I recognise the face, and I want to go, "Hey, Toby, I've seen a lot of your work." And then I've just looked at his filmography. I haven't seen half of these. Yeah, the entire history.
And he's obviously additional voices in Star Wars: The Old Republic. But yeah, that's interesting.
Well,
if we'd have got that cameo in the X-Men films, it would have maybe made them look completely different. It'd have been a bit.
Maybe would have bolstered the interest. It would have bolstered their interest and more likeliness as to whether they would have appeared.
Over to you, Marvel, to see if you could possibly play out two film franchises crossing over out the water, which they obviously would have. I think Fantastic Four is a thing that we need to get into one day, like the reboot one. Actually, sit down and watch it, because I've never watched it.
Oh, you've not seen it?
No, because like everything that came out that like was so bad, I was just sort of like, I'm just going to avoid it.
No, okay.
And now
to be honest,
now it's on Disney Plus.
It is. It is on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Is it? It's the 2005 one. Is the 2005 one on there yet?
No. So we've got Rise of Silver Surfer and Phantom Four Stick, but maybe one day we get into the whole thing and that, and you know.
Yeah, by the time because again, the new Fantastic Four, MCU related, hasn't got a release date. It's just in development, in the works. Fantastic Four 24. Okay. I haven't seen it. I probably won't see it until the new film. So yeah, it'll be like watching it for the first time for me. Again, I don't remember the film at all. I remember being
excited for it, because it was like, oh, cool, like another Fantastic Four movie, blah blah blah. Because always used to like check out when they would like add in all like the new releases for Marvel. Strangely on like Wikipedia, because it would be like the list of Marvel films that would like show like each year they were adding ones, and like they were proposed projects, like some taken away, like some added on, and it's like Fantastic Four reboot, and it's like, and Michael B. Jordan's meant to be really good in that movie, and it's like. I've seen like bits and pieces, like apart from like the clips and that, it's just like, this looks fucking terrible. Never sat all the way through Phantom Force.
No, it is one of the like again, like the Justice League, it's one of the biggest disappointments of the whole comic book genre. It was just kind of there. There ain't going to be no other cut. It's even worse than the Justice League in that sense. Like, you know, again, the whole situation with that Snyder thing, at least we got the bad to get to the good. eventually, but we ain't going to get that with Trank's Four Stick. I mean, that's dead. It's a dead meme. It's just gone.
Yes.
I don't want to see another version of that film. It's gone. Don't remember it. Don't remember it at all.
Yes, very true. So now, we got the Suicide Squad trailer.
Hand.
James Gunn of Guardians of the Galaxy will sack you from number 3, and then you'll sign on for this DC project, and you'll have a lot of fun doing it, and then we'll regret our decision and get you back on. But now we've got to wait until this film releases.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Typical.
It looks a lot of fun, man. It looks so much fun.
It just looks lively compared to the other one. It just looks lively and bubbly,
Yes.
and bright, and comic accurate. Especially like with the look of Joel Kinnaman and stuff. Which, I mean, as much as they're not ignoring the previous movie. It definitely feels like it's more of a reboot than a sequel.
Yeah, it feels very sort of like, because even the characters that have returned that are played by the same actors they feel completely different, like Rick Flag.
Yeah, Rick Flag.
I'm trying to find. Yeah, so someone else on Twitter. Wait, so there's a new Suicide Squad movie, a total redo. They'll want a separate movie, like, or one with the same actors, like sort of sequel, blah blah blah. And it was responded to, soft reboot essentially doesn't contradict the first one, but you don't need to have seen it for this to work. And also, hopefully, it's not a shit show like the last one.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun to see that. It looks, like we said, like a completely different tone and feel, and there's loads of them, and the whole tag is they're dying to save the world, because it's the one thing we didn't really get with the 2016 version is any of them
barely
dying.
No. One death at the beginning to show us that yes,
Slipknot,
these people are expendable. Exactly, yeah, to show that they are expendable, and then nothing.
There was like, I think there was 8 of them, wasn't there, in the original one?
I think yeah. So mainly seven really.
Got
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, 18 Polka Dot Man. Mongal. Okay, near enough 20. Not quite 20, but nearer to 20. Round it up to 20 people.
Well, that's madness. We're going to see
more
some
than
of them
double.
die.
It's more than double.
We saw Peter Capaldi.
Absolutely.
Like, I can't wait for that.
Is he gonna die? Die? We'll have to if we get more information regarding to, like, in the build up to the release, we might have to do a separate video on like who we think we'll have to do like a private prediction as to who will die. We'll have to do like a betting thing. We'll have to just predict it and have fun with it and just see.
I think
Capaldi
will. Like, he'll get killed because
that's what I think.
He can't really do anything combat wise, and he's not got a great superhero outfit, so it's not like he's going to get. It will have like a glorified moment, and then probably get killed soon afterwards. The main players in this trailer are Idris Elba as Bloodsport.
Bloodsport,
which is I was sick and tired of them reports saying he's replacing Will Smith as Bloodshot, which was the original sort of thing. But then they were like, we could do that, but then also there's a different character, so it leaves the door open for Will Smith to return as Bloodshot if he ever wants to.
Post credits. Please, post credits.
And yeah, so he's a similar character in terms of like guns and stuff. But like Idris is great. John Cena as Peacemaker is great.
With a toilet on his head. I mean, a toilet seat on his head.
Yeah, I would suck. There's fucking talk about the penis jokes. They got fucking King Shark, voiced by Sylvester Stallone. Very much the Groot of this group.
And
yes, that is your head.
Yeah. No, and they show him eating a person's head off in his mouth, and he rips a person in half. So they're going for the proper rating. It's not just going to be this comedic, like, oh, we've got to shy away from the angle. We're going to see
Michael Rooker as who's he playing?
What's his name? Brian Derlin. That's his alter ego. Brian Derlin as what? Oh, the name's escaped me, but where is it? 2021. Savant. Savant.
Yeah, Savant.
But there's a lot more of him, I thought, than we were going to get anyway. I thought he was expendable.
James Gunn loves Michael Rooker, so like, we're always going to get that. There's a brief appearance of Weasel in the cell, being played by Sean Gunn.
Yeah.
Terrifying. There's glimpses of Ratcatcher. I forget who Pete Davidson is.
Blackguard or something like that. But
Some
Blackguard.
shit.
Yeah, random guy.
You get more Harley.
Peter
who
Davidson.
Looks completely. She looks like they've taken the Harley from Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey.
Instead of the Harley from Suicide Squad, which is nice.
I've rewatched Birds of Prey last night, and it lives up to how I remember watching it. And they definitely plucked her from that movie as opposed to the other Suicide Squad. Yeah,
it was great.
Totally. But I'd like to see where in her timeline, because Birds of Prey, briefly touching on the ending, like it ends up with them, forming the Birds of Prey. She makes fun of the other members, and then she's with Cassandra Cain, like the little girl, and she's sort of like, oh, it's quite nice having the kid around. So how is this are they gonna introduce each character briefly at the beginning of the movie, like in the first act?
I think so.
Are we gonna see the government take her away from that? Are we gonna see not necessarily the Birds of Prey, but are we gonna see Cassandra more like they're gonna take her away from
going to rescue her, isn't it? It's like I can go back upstairs and you can still do your plan. And we see fucking Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang, one of the few. So the returning ones are Viola Davis as
King Shark, King Shark.
Amanda
Waller. Yeah.
Fucking Rick Flag himself.
Joel Kinnaman.
Rick
Flag, yeah.
Captain Boomerang's Jai Courtney. The best thing Jai Courtney's ever done. I really hope they don't change him too much from Suicide Squad. I hope it's just like sort of a polish up.
The same.
He's got a slick costume.
Yeah.
Now. Like that's it. And obviously Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. And
they're the returning.
It's nice how different they feel the same, but completely fucking different, and it's great.
Again, I say it's visually just more interesting. It's a more colourful approach. It has got the Guardians feel to it, yet, like you say, it don't feel like they've totally tacked away from the old movie. They've kind of kept both aesthetics there at the minute.
Like this is essentially a reboot, but if you've seen the first one, you might get some special payoffs and that, and it's set in the DCU, and you're going to probably enjoy this one a lot more than the first one.
And I mean, the end of the trailer. I mean, that was. You see, if any of us watch Mr. Sunday Movies, I did a random Justice League video, and they were like, "Oh yeah, remember this comic villain with a big giant starfish?" And then what did we see at the end of the trailer? Like what? How did they call that?
Great.
Great.
Idris Elba's like just playing himself every time he gets asked in the press junket if he's going to be James Bond. Just fed up. It's great. It looks fun. It looks cool. I can't wait for the Suicide Squad to get released. Whenever
this August.
Yes, this August.
I mean, we are getting it definitely this August, one way or the other, because that's going to be released online as well. HBO Max the same day, and then whether or not we'll get it over here again August, September time. So we'll definitely see it this year, 100%. But I can't wait for it. It just looks cool. And we're getting the Peacemaker John Cena spin-off show in development right now.
So does that mean
whether or not when that will come out? Exactly. Yeah. It'd be pointless making a new character and then make a prequel about one character. Yeah, I think he has to live.
And of all the characters like John Cena could have played, it's like that's pretty cool.
He's Captain America. He fights in the name of vigilantism and justice. Yet he doesn't know how far he's going. He's with a toilet seat and as a helmet. I mean, great. I don't know. It's the closest thing to a heel turn we'll ever get for John Cena. It's the closest bad thing he'll ever do in his life.
He's dying to save the world. We look forward to the Suicide Squad, just like we looked forward to more episodes of everyone's favourite Disney Plus show at the moment, because it's the only thing you can watch every week. Falcon Winter Soldier episode 2, The Star Spangled Man with a Plan. What is your plan today, sir? A nice little callback to the Captain America First Avenger. So the main focus of this one, another good episode, by the way. I really liked it.
Yeah, another fine episode. I thought, though, from the beginning, briefly touching on the beginning, I thought we were going to get a John Walker episode. I thought the whole episode was going to be like his origin.
It sort of was for about half.
Yeah, it was.
It
was for a bit.
The reaction of, because, it's called Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's their show. It's not called the John Walker show.
True, yeah.
Because if it was, it'd be a lot worse. So, Wyatt Russell, who looks so much like his fucking dad, it's a joke. So if you wanted Kurt Russell fanfic as Captain America, you got it. And the man looks different in every single picture. Every single time you see
He
him,
does. He truly does.
he does not look like he did at the end of episode 1.
No.
He doesn't look like he did for most of the episode when he's either got his helmet on or got his helmet off. We meet John Walker.
He goes from having no stubble to then stubble later on in the episode as well. Yeah, he just looks remarkably different. It's weird.
And then he has baby face when you've got the poster of the John Walker thing.
Yeah.
He literally looks like a child. So
our new Captain America, John Walker.
The government chose a new Captain America because they need someone to inspire him again, and it's the whole thing of like Sam giving back the shield. It's symbols are nothing without the people that represent them. Blah blah blah. All that stuff. The plot of the show. You've seen the trailers. But we actually got US Agent. We got John Walker, played by Wyatt Russell, who's amazing, a great actor. And you felt him.
Definitely want to see more of.
Got introduced to him returning to his high school and basically sort of his first major public appearance as Captain America since being chosen. He's got the costume in a fucking suit bag. Everyone expects something of me. Like, I've been a captain before, but like never like this. And he's sort of going over his
shows that he actually is a human behind the mask. He isn't just another government tool to be like, yes, I'm here to shake your hand, say your prayers, and get a job. Like, he has got a human conscience, at least.
And do you know what it felt
There's more
like
to him.
Well? Like another sort of callback to First Avenger in like him doing the tour for the Bonds. Like they were just
exactly.
Sort of publicity thing to make the government look
100%. There's definitely mirrors in that. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but yeah. Don't know what else to say, but yeah. Not to cut you off, but yeah, you're definitely right with that. There is definitely mirror callbacks.
I dug it. I like how, like he was with everything, and then like doing his first appearance on Good Morning America, and then that's how they sort of do his origin. Of like everything he was doing because he was a soldier, blah blah, with counter-terrorism. You see him in training, like getting into some cut shape, and then throwing the shield as well.
Yeah,
like really throwing the fucking shield.
He knows how to throw that shield. That's part of the job application. You need to know how to work that shield.
Yeah, and we got our own, his own version of Bucky, which is Lamar Hoskins, aka Battlestar, who in the comics then does become Bucky. Later on down the line, so is there more of a thing of like Sebastian Stan's gonna,
exactly? I know.
Like a big...
I feel like everyone else I've said that to is like, I think something has to happen to his character. They're like, no, they're both in the name. Surely it's like, no, I reckon he could.
Because the whole thing is he's not the Winter Soldier anymore, and if he's not the Winter Soldier,
exactly, he's not. He's not. He's trying to move on
in wars, and do you just want to pay Sebastian Stan loads of money to sort of
keep around or be his own? Exactly.
And I'm with you 100%. Like, if they can do that and then have Lamar Hoskins actually have that character become like, because they seem to sort of take the piss, because like when he's like, if I see a guy in tactical gear hang from a helicopter, I need him up more than fucking Lamar Hoskins. It's like a Battlestar. I mean, it's part because when he slides down the thing, so basically they're tracking this thing. Because they sort of have... So we see the posters after that whole thing. Like, well, Sam does. And he's kind of like, Cap is back. And it's like nice, weird, fucking cringy sign of things that they would do for publicity shots of like the new Captain America. Bucky's mad. Like, you shouldn't have given back the shield. And that's like the first time they've seen each other since Endgame.
Yeah, and exactly.
And then if Steve was, if you gave it back, then Steve was wrong about you because that's everything you represented. And if he was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me because he's really suffering.
That line was great. Yeah, that
was
great.
The thing of like, he's being everything because everything he is because of Steve. Like Steve always made him better. Like even like hunting him while he was a Hydra agent to try and help him. Like that whole thing is really sort of playing on in the back of his mind. And then he agrees to go with him, and we get like the scene from the trailer of tell me what's the plan? And there's no plan.
Yeah,
blah blah blah. But that bit was cut with the quarry chase from episode 1, the canyon chase, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Because they've got tracking on the super strong people from fucking Flag Smashers. And then
the Flag Smashers.
While they're getting their asses handed to them because they're all super soldiers, and you can, even though he's a super soldier, you can tell that Bucky's a bit sort of out of it. He's been out of it a bit too long because he's obviously, the government program is that he's not a killer anymore. He has to go and make peace with everyone he's ever had dealings with. Blah blah blah. Another reason why we think he's going to die because he's sort of very much diminishing that name, and they even get the whole, him being the White Wolf now. Like, you come out of Wakanda and you're a White Panther. Like, it's White Wolf.
Yeah, he's a white wolf. Yeah. Yeah.
I got a vibranium arm. I can take him. I can fly. Who gives a shit? We get like
So many-
it's one of the big three: androids, aliens, or wizards.
He's wizards.
Always
We see a lot of the footage in this episode. Is pretty much all of it is from the trailers. We've seen most of the trailer footage now. So going into episode 3 in the future, it's going to be kind of blind.
I think after 3 we'll have seen all the trailer. Maybe 4.
Yeah.
But then the first trailer of WandaVision, like the first thing we ever saw, that clip of the Super Bowl, was from the last episode when like we see Wanda stepping into that world. So we could have seen some of that stuff because we get a mention of Sharon, but we've not seen her yet. But this is only technically Act 1, so hopefully we'll see her soon. Because the whole thing, Bucky's like, we should just take the shield and do it ourselves. Like, do it for Steve, blah, blah, blah. This was his whole thing. And going on that mission, and then we find out how strong the Flag Smashers are, that Cap and Battlestar come in, and then they sort of like fist bump when they come off the fucking tactical things and they're fighting. And John Walker can hold his own as Cap. Like, he's not a bad Cap.
He does. He's got a gun as well. He's got a gun.
Like first Avenger
so
Cap.
Again, there's slight differences. But again, he's another thing to point out. He's not super soldiered. He's just at peak human physical condition for now.
Oh, he's not got no serum?
Not yet, but there could be more to that in the future. But I'll drop it later on as we go through the episode. I'll drop you bits.
I'm sure in the comics he gets super soldierified by the government, doesn't he? In the tunnels, like, let's do that again. Let's bring back Cap. Blah blah blah. And
yeah, no, he does. He definitely does in the. But he's not. I'm pretty sure he's not at the moment as of episode 2. But it could come into play later.
You get the car scene of him giving him a lift, like, we're driving to the airport, and it's like, I'm not. The whole thing is like, he's not trying to be Steve. He's just trying to be the best Captain America he can be. And then he sort of makes everything about like how much better it will look if I've got like Cap's, like Steve's wingman by my side helping me. Like, we need to work together.
Sidekicks.
Like,
they say the word sidekick, and then that triggers Falcon.
As soon as he says Battlestar, Bucky gets out, and then after that, it sounds like there's always that last line. And then gets out.
Yeah.
And it's.
But again, it's to show that it's another mirror parallel between Falcon and Winter Soldier, who don't. They are on a mission. They're not exactly partners yet. They don't genuinely like each other at the minute. But then you've got Captain America and Battlestar, which are like the best of friends. They're like the good cops. They're both on the same mental page. They're both like a proper team. Where you've got the two other people that aren't really teaming up. They're just kind of there to do the job. They don't like each other.
Yeah.
At the minute.
How nice would it be if the representation was we had Cap and Bucky that were both of colour and in a mainstream movie franchise? That'd be really nice.
Yeah. Well, who knows? They might do that after the end of the.
That'd be really cool. If it ended up like that, I'm calling it now. That'd be really fucking nice. Battlestar was a bit of a stupid name. Like, do you want to be my Bucky? But sort of weird fanfic kind of way. I wouldn't write it like that.
You want to be my Winter Soldier?
In terms of him asking.
If you want to be my Winter Soldier, doesn't exactly work.
It was good. And then we see more of the Flag Smashers, didn't we, in their base and like what they're going for, and in the Thanos style of you get their point, like the people that disappear and suddenly back in power because they've just turned up again and they're rich and important and able to just walk into whatever they want.
Again, there's weird Watchmen parallels. It feels like we're watching a weird episode of Watchmen. Neither party's exactly wrong, but there's definitely moral implications that we'll see develop further down the line, and we'll get distinguished as to who's good and who's. But do you think something will happen to John Walker? Because, again, as we get further in, and the conversations between our ensemble cast towards their last conversation, you sort of see John Walker go away, leaving it, or whatever he says. I can't exactly remember the dynamic, but he's sort of like, no, I don't want you. They sort of part angrily. They go their separate ways, and it just makes me think that is he because of Falcon and Bucky, or is he just fed up with himself?
And these forces again, it's almost like they're secondary sort of antagonists. But then you could look at from his point of view that Bucky and Sam are the antagonists. So
because they aren't helping the mission either.
Another thing. I do see something happening where he sort of then becomes maybe they're sort of accidentally building towards a Dark Avengers kind of thing, with having like
Yeah.
someone wronged by the Avengers sort of then join the team, being that of John Walker as Cap, or having him die because he's just sort of being the person where like, oh, I'll deal with this, and then just gets like fucking like his head blown off or just like beaten up by the flag smashers.
Because we see that as well, like in the truck sequence, the first half of the episode, we see John Walker sort of holding out his own, and he can clearly do the mantle of Captain America, but then he can't defeat the flag smashers because, again, he himself is injured yet. They do get beaten. Battlestar gets almost off the truck, and the Cap has to throw his shield to save his ass, literally. So again, they're only human, and they haven't got the power of a Thor-wielding hammer Captain America Steve Rogers. They haven't got the superpowers of else.
Oh, I didn't realise this.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hoskins used the name and costume of Bucky until he realised the racist connotations under the alias when applied to him. So maybe this is why the government have then named him this in like the fictionalised world. Prior to American Civil War, a male slave was often referred to as a buck.
Oh, really? Oh. So he don't want to be called Bucky then. He won't be called Bucky.
I don't know. Possibly it could be a thing, but for him to be the Bucky-esque character, if that's a thing, like obviously that's not how it's meant in the show, and he's obviously still referred to as Buck or Bucky, so it's not hopefully taken in that way. Oh, I didn't know that. I learn something new every day. But yeah, it's good. I like it. I love this show, and then we get Zemo.
We also get Isaiah Crawford as well, like the old Falcon. Or is it Bucky's friend that thinks he can help Falcon. So after they split off
who Steve didn't know about.
Yeah, from the 1950s. Again, they experimented the super soldier serum on another Captain America. But again, that's kind of been around since Incredible Hulk, even, because that's how Tim Roth, Abomination, got his powers. So it's always been a thing in the comics, and we kind of knew from the films.
To replicate the serum anyway, wasn't it? He thought Gamma was the key to it. So
the amount of times I've heard Hulk say that, replicate super soldier serum. Like even in Age of Ultron, they talk about replicating the serum. So it's always kind of been around. But as far as the government and people are aware, Captain was the one individual. But we're going to see more of that.
Yeah,
not being the case.
Well, also with like Weapon X is trying to make super soldiers again. Because like the whole
essentially,
is like they're trying to recreate the Captain America serum, and that's like how they get to Wolverine, like being Weapon X and like the whole Weapon 11 program and all that kind of shit. They're always trying to recreate it because as soon as they get somewhere with it, like getting tools, they have to like try and use different means because the whole formula's gone because his blood and that it could be the key, and that's all the whole thing in First Avenger. But no, it's nice to see that, and the fact that like Steve didn't know, and that Sam was genuinely sort of like, so you're telling me this, like there was a black super soldier like decades ago and no one knew about it, and he's like obviously trying to. That's a real nice moment from the way Sebastian Stan plays it, because he's genuinely like acting like Sam's friend, because like they always butt heads on that, and like the whole thing, like the whole joke is like it's a buddy cop thing because you have the whole scene of the therapy session with the both of them, which was quite funny.
Doing it staring,
like you have stuff like that, but when he plays that and also with the cops, then like that was I'm assuming for people that have been in that situation, I saw on Twitter like people saying like it was quite scary how sort of real that was, like when the police come and then say to Bucky like, is this guy bothering you? Oh, can I see your ID? And then as soon as he's told that he's an Avenger, he's like, oh my god, my mistake, sir.
Oh my god, I recognise you. Yeah.
And it's like, it's great that that Marvel have the thing of like, we could just roll out any old CGI shit, but we're telling deeper, more meaningful stories that are especially relevant now after everything that happened over the last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's I'm here for it, and I'm here for Sam getting that shield back, and I know I've often said he's not been my favourite character because he just became Steve's best friend.
Yeah, he's sidekick essentially. He was just there.
Really letting Anthony Mackie fucking stretch his acting chops, and I really love it. And he's great, and we need a Captain America for this America. Someone who represents all America. That's Sam motherfucking
I know that's
Wilson.
Probably. Yeah, no, damn right. There's been leaks of the costume in the form of an action figure.
Yes.
I don't know if you did see it or not,
Yeah,
but
I
it
saw
looks
that.
sick. It's slightly different to how I imagined it because I've seen a comic cover from whatever issue and whatever year it was where he's got more of a helmet on and it's more white than red, white, and blue. But in this, it's essentially more blue, like Cap's uniform, but with the wings. It just looks cool.
Yeah.
If it plays out like that, it looks cool.
Yeah.
If that's the final.
It looks great.
Captain Falcon.
Captain America, and then we have Torres become the new Falcon. Like
Absolutely, yes, from the comics,
Falcon, a black Captain America and a black Bucky, and then suddenly you're like, oh, they're actually being inclusive now. About fucking time.
Yeah.
And we're getting, an Asian superhero in Shang-Chi, and we're getting more brilliant, fucking well-written female characters and young female characters for girls and like fucking Miss Marvel and all that stuff. Like that's
and Kate Bishop in Hawkeye and
we're really sort of getting
Eternals.
Its legacy.
Eternals will probably represent
a lot.
No, Echo as well from last week. Echo, the deaf, from Hawkeye,
deaf Native American, and you're getting the deaf actress who I forget, and I'm so fucking sorry, from Eternals because I remember that.
Yes, you do. Yeah,
you've got Salma Hayek, you've got Kumail Nanjiani, you've got loads of people in that thing, and it's an Asian director, isn't it?
Too many. It is as well. Chloe Zhao. Yeah.
Right. Suddenly, like we've gone from, like Marvel's great, but it's a lot
all American brand to world cinema. It's almost turning into world cinema.
Men, and now it's like, this is what it should be, because that's the appeal of comics: is they have to appeal to everyone. So I'm really loving Falcon and Winter Soldier, and that's that.
The only, if anything, WandaVision, the one advantage WandaVision has over Falcon is there was more plot lines, more threads to talk about week to week and be like, oh, what do you think all this meant? Oh, did you see that in the background? What do you think this meant? And Falcon Winter Soldier, we absorb it, we process it, we might even have to rewatch again to get absolutely everything, but there's not as much week to week to talk about. That's the only, literally nitpick criticism I can give it. Other than that, it's fucking flawless. The character growth is even, I'd say, more so than Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen. It's great. It's more ethnic. It does feel like a movie. They've perfectly cut it at the appropriate times. Yeah, it genuinely, they could have filmed it in a day. They could have filmed it into a day. Yeah, it is seamlessly. Each episode is going to have its own action sequence, movie quality sequence, along with its amazing cast. Branching story and including all these different backgrounds of people that we are mentioning as well. I don't know, and John Walker, where can he go? Is he gonna go evil? Is he gonna be the new Captain America? Is he actually gonna stick around? Will he die at the end? Will he go out saving Bucky and Falcon? I don't know.
Who knows?
That's what I think. Yeah, could he go at the end?
Find out with us
in 4 weeks time. Or 3 weeks time.
On the 22nd of April when we live stream it.
We will indeed, yes. We definitely. We need to see and react to the ending and see one of them die.
Well, we will do. But that was great. I really enjoyed it. It was a decent week for that. I can't wait till episode 3. And we
are getting Zemo definitely because he got name dropped at the end.
And we see Daniel Brawl briefly in the prison, and he's in the
with classical music. Sharon gets mentioned. Emily Van Camp, so she's likely to appear. But episode 4 at the latest. Yeah. It has to be at this point. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's a good show so far.
Good things. Really enjoyed it. What did you guys think? Did you enjoy Falcon and Winter Soldier and the trailer where a shark ate a man?
Yeah.
You want more of this?
And a giant starfish. And giant.
But yeah, it's been another eventful-ish episode of Nerd Bible Podcast, and as always, it's a pleasure to present it with you, Connor. And we are closer to the same room as always.
We are. We'll come back with a bit of script. We'll come at you with more things to talk about, old and new. We'll actually do some commentaries as well. We've got to get recording some shit.
Yeah.
And just talk about it.
Trying to fix Twitch, not the server itself.
Yeah, and fix Twitch.
Fucking getting this out because I think it might just maybe be a new laptop. But if I can save myself a few $100 by actually trying to, maybe this just becomes the streaming and recording one, and the recording laptop, and the other one. I get one just
becomes the streaming one.
And fucking all that jazz. But that's not for your ears and problems and eyes. If you want to get in contact with us,
No.
At Pasty Cheap across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you want to email us to your questions and things you want to talk about, you want to talk about King Shark, you want to talk about how
John
much
Walker.
you love Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, then you can send your emails to
the nerdbiblecontact@gmail.
Exactly. And as always, thank you guys so much for getting involved and enjoying this episode, and we'll see you same time next week.
Stay true, my fellow patriots, and by that you should have to stay pasty. I'm just getting cringy at these intros and outros every time.
Good
Stay
morning,
pasty, fellow patriots.
America. Goodbye.
Yeah, there we
the
go.
internet.